It all started when Min Hee-jin gave a long interview. On December 4, 2024, she sat down for a live YouTube broadcast, a platform she'd used before to shape her narrative, and launched into a series of claims. She positioned herself as the ultimate victim, deflected all blame onto HYBE, and painted a picture of a witch hunt orchestrated by media and corporate giants. But this time, something was different. The public wasn't buying it. Instead of sympathy, the comment sections flooded with fury and ridicule. Viewers immediately pounced on the glaring gap between the woman speaking so confidently on stream and the one who, just days earlier in a Seoul courtroom, had answered critical questions with over 100 variations of "I don't remember" or "I don't know." This interview wasn't a comeback. It was the moment the carefully constructed facade truly began to crack, exposing a trail of contradictions that led back to the heart of one of K-pop's biggest scandals. To understand why this interview backfired so spectacularly, we have to rewind. The controversy didn't begin in a YouTube studio. It began in boardrooms and private chat logs. For years, Min Hee-jin was hailed as a creative genius, the mastermind behind NewJeans' meteoric rise at ADOR, a subsidiary under the HYBE umbrella. But behind the scenes, rumors began to swirl about friction. The first major quake hit in April 2024 when HYBE launched a shocking audit and accused Min Hee-jin of attempting a hostile takeover. They claimed she and other executives had a detailed plan codenamed Project 1945 to wrest control of ADOR and its crown jewel, NewJeans, away from HYBE. HYBE didn't just make claims. They presented evidence to the media. Pages of leaked KCulture messages that allegedly showed Min Hee-jin criticizing HYBE's management, discussing how to undermine parent company oversight, and even exploring financing to buy out HYBE's stake. The internet exploded. Fans couldn't believe it. Was the beloved creative director actually a corporate schemer? Min Hee-jin fought back with her own powerful weapon, public opinion. She held an epic multi-hour press conference, framing herself as a righteous creative fighting against a greedy, oppressive conglomerate. She spoke emotionally about protecting her artists, about being persecuted. It was a masterclass in narrative control, and for a while, it worked. A significant portion of the public and NewJeans fans, the bunnies, sided with her, seeing HYBE as the bullying corporation. But this public relations strategy contained the seeds of its own destruction. By taking the battle to the media and to the court of public opinion, she invited a level of scrutiny that would eventually become unbearable. Every future statement would be measured against the evidence, and the evidence was piling up in court documents. The legal battles unfolded on two fronts: a civil case over a 26.5 billion won put option payment HYBE owed her, and the brutal public fight over NewJeans contracts. As lawsuits flew, a devastating picture emerged from submitted evidence. Those KCulture messages HYBE leaked, the courts admitted them as evidence, validating their authenticity. They revealed conversations that seemed to confirm planning for independence long before any public conflict. In one, she allegedly discussed making ADOR an independent company. In others, there were disparaging comments about other HYBE labels and artists. Then came the workplace harassment allegations, where former staff claimed she berated employees for their political views, supporting the Democratic Party. She dismissed these as distorted, but the digital paper trail was damning. Netizens speculated this wasn't just a business dispute. It was about ego, control, and a profound sense of entitlement. The situation reached its peak of toxicity when it engulfed NewJeans themselves. The five members, teenagers at the center of this billion-won storm, were pulled into the fray. Initially, Min Hee-jin's narrative positioned them as unified under her protection, but that shattered in late 2024. Following a court ruling that upheld the validity of their contracts with ADOR, the group fragmented. Two members, Hyun and Haerin, chose to return to activities under ADOR's management. The other three, Minji, Hani, and Danielle, initially resisted, communicating through a law firm. The fandom was divided and heartbroken. Min Hee-jin, in her December interview, accused HYBE of splitting the kids apart, but the public perception had flipped. Many now saw her as the dividing force, the adult whose actions had placed an impossible burden on the artists she claimed to shield. Comments flooded in asking, didn't she use NewJeans for her own game? This brings us back to that fateful December interview. With the legal losses mounting and public sentiment shifting, she took to the airwaves again. But the playbook had expired. She claimed HYBE's audit was illegal, but police had already investigated and found no wrongdoing by HYBE executives. She said she didn't make any money at HYBE, but business reports showed she was the second highest paid executive in the entire K-pop industry in 2024, earning billions of won. She insisted the breach of trust allegations were overblown, ignoring that the prosecution had reopened the case for further investigation. Every point she made was met with a ready fact-check counterpoint that had already been circulated in news reports and court summaries. The most damaging contrast was her demeanor. In court, amnesia. On YouTube, detailed, defiant recall. Fans and neutrals alike ask, how can you remember everything here but nothing under oath? The industry context is crucial here. K-pop is built on a foundation of intense fan loyalty and narrative. For a long time, Min Hee-jin mastered this. She sold the story of the visionary artist versus the suits. But the Korean entertainment industry and its fans are also fiercely pragmatic and have a low tolerance for perceived deception, especially when it harms the idols. The controversy laid bare the brutal realities of K-pop's corporate power structures. It showed that no matter how talented an executive who threatens the ecosystem could be ostracized. The media, which she accused of bias, was simply following the documents, the same documents that were now governing the legal outcome. Her attempt to wage a public opinion war failed because she was no longer fighting with rumors and emotions. She was fighting against certified court evidence. So, where does this leave us? Min Hee-jin's December interview stands as a stark testament to a strategy in collapse. It clarified nothing. Instead, it highlighted a leader trapped in her own narrative, unable or unwilling to reconcile her story with the established facts. The controversies, the alleged takeover plot, the toxic messages, the workplace allegations, and the splintering of new genes painted a picture of ambition that spiraled into self-destruction. The public reaction from supportive to scornful shows how quickly the tide can turn when credibility evaporates. Her story is a cautionary tale about the limits of PR in the digital age, where every claim can be instantly fact-checked against a digital paper trail. It's a saga about how in the high-stakes world of K-pop, the biggest scandal isn't always about a secret relationship or a leaked video. Sometimes it's about the shocking messages, the corporate betrayal, and the interview where the protagonist's story finally unravels for everyone to see.